Good morning, my dear student. Today we will read class 11th history, chapter 2nd, but according to your syllabus, this is chapter 1st. Writing and the city life. Writing and city life, this chapter is very important and interesting. In this chapter, we will try to understand the lifestyle of the Mesopotamia and the invention which was changed their Mesopotamian people's life. Both. And we will also discuss about that some mythological heroes and their work. My dear student, we will also read in this topic, in this chapter, that the religious temple and the urbanism. I hope there is no need to explain and tell you again that this chapter we have read in previous class. I mean to say that what I am telling you that this is the chapter which we have read in our previous classes. I mean to say that what I am doing, हम आज जो पढ़ने जा रहे हैं वो हम पहले पढ़ चुके हैं. हम लोगों ने उनको उन चीज़ों पे बातें कर चुके हैं, लेकिन फिर भी आपके लिए कुछ रिवीजन लेके हम आए. सो टुडे वी विल रिवाइज योर चैप्टर एंड ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड द की पॉइंट्स ऑफ दिस चैप्टर. दिस इज द वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग्स एंड दिस चैप्टर इज वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. वी विल रीड दिस चैप्टर a new style. I mean to say that a different style we are going to discuss this chapter. हम नए तरीके से इसको पढ़ने जा रहे हैं. First we will try to understand that the history of Mesopotamia. As far as the matter of Mesopotamia, this is the one of the oldest civilization through worldwide level. Mesopotamia, the civilization which was flourished nowadays in Iraq. Iraq, the two rivers which was very famous, Euphrates and Tigris. Both rivers provide them the lifespan, I mean to say that one of the best medium for life. And with the help of these rivers, this civilization flourished. My dear student, if you will minutely observe about the old civilization through worldwide level, you can find only 2, 3, 4, 5, I mean to say that little bit civilization which was flourished. Mesopotamia is one of them. During that time, Mesopotamia, Indus Valley civilization, Egyptian civilization, that was flourished. And after all, after some times we have seen the Chinese civilization, Mongol civilization, and the Maya. You have read chapter 8, 7 or 8, confrontation of culture, which is given in your book. The Redinian cultures, Maya, Aztecs, Incas, Tupinambas, these were the cultures was flourished. Today we will discuss the Mesopotamian culture and how the writing skills was developed, how the trade was developed, and who was the first who introduced writings and the trade. My dear student, you have also seen in this chapter the datings, calendars. Calendar, that was the great invention of Mesopotamian people. Calendars, Mesopotamian people first time used calendar, and they were aware of the 12 months, 7 week, 60 minute, 60 hours, and the rotation of the earth. These are all they were aware. So that's why I am saying this is the very interesting and important topic for you. I hope if you remember that we are revising this chapter in your online class. In your online class, we are discussing this chapter. The writing and city life. First, we have to understand the meaning of Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia, that was a Greek word. Mesopotamia, that is the Greek word, and it what? The two words, Mesos and Potamus, clearly define the Mesopotamia. Mesos, it means middle, river, it means Nadi. Mesopotamia, that civilization was developed in two rivers, Euphrates and Tigris. Euphrates and Tigris, these are the rivers. Nowadays it is also in existence in Iraq. So the history of that river is a very बहुत पुरानी है ये सभ्यता. अब इन सभ्यताओं के बारे में समझने का प्रयास करिए. शहरी जीवन की शुरुआत कब हुई है? अर्बन कल्चर की अर्बन कल्चर कब दिखाई देता है मेसोपोटामिया में? तो कहता है कि अर्बन कल्चर का विकास मेसोपोटामिया में आज से करीब 5000 ईयर एगो, 3500 टू 5000 के बीच में मेसोपोटामिया सभ्यता का विकास दिखाई देता है. डेटिंग, दैट वाज फ्लैक्चुएटेड. द डेटिंग ऑफ द मेसोपोटामिया, that is fluctuated day by day. Why? Because the excavations, because the evidences which was excavated by archaeologists, which was excavated by the historians, on the basis of that was changed time to time. तो मेसोपोटामिया में शहरों का विकास कब हुआ? मेसोपोटामिया में शहरी जीवन कब आई? तो कहता है कि इस सभ्यता का विकास जो यूफ्रेट्स, जिसका हिंदी में नाम था दजला, और टिग्रिस, जिसका नाम था फरात, तो इन दो नदियों के बीच जो ये प्रदेश था वो आजकल इराक रिपब्लिक के नाम से जाना जाता है. इराक गणराज्य के नाम से ये क्षेत्र आज जाना जाता है. मेसोपोटामिया की सभ्यता अपनी संपन्नता, अपने शहरी जीवन, विशाल एवं समृद्ध साहित्य, गणित, एस्ट्रोनॉमी के लिए बहुत प्रसिद्ध था. मेसोपोटामिया की लेखन प्रणाली और उसका साहित्य ईस्टर्न मेडिटेरियन रीजन्स में, सीरिया में, टर्की में 2000 बीसी के बाद पहुंचा. और इसके फलस्वरूप इन क्षेत्रों में, कहाँ पे? कहता है ईस्ट मेडिटेरियन रीजन, सीरिया, टर्की, इन सारे क्षेत्रों में मेसोपोटामिया के जो डेवलपमेंट हुए, उसके बाद इन क्षेत्रों ने भी उसी के आधार पर अपना विकास कर लिया. इस समय जो सीरिया थी, टर्की थी, इस समस्त क्षेत्र में राज्यों के बीच आपस में, यहाँ तक कि मिस्र के फेराओ के साथ भी मेसोपोटामिया की भाषा और लिपि लिखी और पढ़ी जाने लगी. राइटिंग स्किल्स, that writing skills was developed by the Mesopotamian people. It was used by contemporary other civilizations also, like Egyptians. Pharaoh used the writing method of the Mesopotamian people. It is our strange, it is a very interesting matter. और फिर इस शहरी जीवन का लेखन के बीच के संबंधों की खोज करने का प्रयत्न शुरू हुआ. हम इस पे बात करेंगे. हम ये भी देखेंगे कि लेखन की जो कंटिन्यूअस परंपरा थी वो किस रूप में फ्लोरिश हुई, किस रूप में फैली, किस रूप में उसका विकास हुआ. जो हमारे पास रिटेन स्क्रिप्ट्स मेसोपोटामिया के हैं, इन प्रदेशों में को मुख्यतः उनके अर्बनाइजेशन के आधार पे अगर हम देखें तो हमें साउदर्न मेसोपोटामिया और नॉर्दर्न मेसोपोटामिया दो पार्ट में बांट के हमको इसको पढ़ना पड़ेगा। साउदर्न मेसोपोटामिया सुमेर और अक्काद, साउदर्न मेसोपोटामिया को सुमेर और अक्काद कहा जाता था। एक्चुअली सुमेरियन कल्चर एंड अक्कादियन कल्चर वाज डेवलप्ड इन द साउदर्न पार्ट ऑफ द मेसोपोटामिया during 2000 BC. This was in the very flourished way, and after 2000 BC, Babylon that become very important city in the northern part of India. Northern part of India में बेबीलोन एक महत्वपूर्ण शहर के रूप में बन गया। तब दक्षिण के एक्सट्रीमली सॉरी 2000 के बाद कहता है कि बेबीलोन एक महत्वपूर्ण शहर बन गया। पहले सुमेर और अक्काद था साउथ में, लेकिन साउथ में बेबीलोन एक महत्वपूर्ण शहर के रूप में डेवलप कर गया। और फिर जब साउदर्न पार्ट में बेबीलोन डेवलप हुआ तो दक्षिणी क्षेत्र में इसे बेबीलोनिया कहा जाने लगा। पूरा साउदर्न रीजन अब जो सुमेर और अक्काद कहा जाता था, अब वो बेबीलोनिया कहा जाने लगा। और फिर इसके बाद बेबीलोन के बाद लगभग 1100 BC में जब असीरिया ने उत्तर में अपना राज्य स्थापित किया, तब इस क्षेत्र को असीरिया कहा जाने लगा। उस प्रदेश की प्रथम ज्ञात भाषा सुमेरिया यानी सुमेरी थी, जो धीरे धीरे 2400 BC के आसपास अक्कादियन भाषा के लोग जब यहाँ आए, तब अक्कादी ने सुमेरी भाषा का स्थान ले लिया। अक्कादियन भाषा सिकंदर के समय 336 to 323 BC तक कुछ क्षेत्रों में परिवर्तन के साथ फलती और फूलती रही, बोली जाती रही। 1400 BC से धीरे धीरे अरामीक भाषा का प्रवेश शुरू हुआ इस क्षेत्र में, और यहाँ से भाषा हिब्रू से मिलती जुलती थी अरामीक, और 1000 BC के आसपास आते हुए व्यापक रूप से यह भाषा बोली जाने लगी। आज भी इराक के कुछ बहुत सारे क्षेत्रों में ये जो लैंग्वेज है अरामीक, ये बोली जाती है। दिस इज द हिस्ट्री ऑफ लैंग्वेज, माय डियर स्टूडेंट। व्हाट आई एम टेलिंग यू दैट द मेसोपोटामिया, in the southern part of Mesopotamia, there were two most important, to the culture, the Sumerian culture and Akkadian culture, they were flourished. Sumerian culture, Sumeri language, that was the ancient language, early language of Mesopotamia. But when Akkadian people entered in that region and they developed their territory, Sumerian language was replaced by Akkadian. First important things which I am telling you. Second things, Akkadian language during 1100 or the 1400 BC, Aramaic that was introduced in that region, Aramaic language, and gradually Aramaic language was used by vast level. Aramaic was similar to Hebrew language. Aramaic similar किसकी थी? हिब्रू के आसपास। ये बाएं से दाएं लिखी जाने वाली भाषा थी, और फिर अरामीक की तरह से ही यहाँ पे भाषाओं का धीरे धीरे चेंजेस हुआ। अरामीक का भाषा का प्रयोग इन जो हिब्रू से मिलती जुलती थी 1000 BC के बाद भी व्यापक रूप से इस क्षेत्र में दिखाई देती है। My dear student, what I am telling you, that this is a very important thing which you have to understand, that the Mesopotamia, in the southern part of Mesopotamia, the Akkadian and Sumerian, there were two cultures people lived. After some time, they called Babylonian. And in northern part of Mesopotamia, the Assyrian culture that was flourished. Assyrian, Babylonian, Sumerian and Akkadian. There were the four names you have to remember, because the question arises that points. यहाँ से प्रश्न आपके एग्जाम में आते हैं। आपको इसे समझना पड़ेगा, आपको इसके आधार पर इसकी व्याख्या करनी पड़ेगी और फिर आप इन चीज़ों को समझें कि अक्कादियन, सुमेरियन, बेबीलोनियन और फिर असीरियन की मीनिंग्स क्या है। वी हैव आल्सो रीड द Ashurbanipal. We will discuss their name in our next class. My dear student, I am introducing you. I want to understand you that the introductory part of the Mesopotamia. And today I will also discuss that how the Mesopotamian culture was excavated. कैसे ये कल्चर एक्सकवेट की गई, कैसे ये कल्चर ढूंढी गई, इनके बारे में भी हम आज बात करेंगे। आई होप यू आर अंडरस्टैंड, आप आशा करते हैं कि आप इसको समझ सकते हैं। यू विल अंडरस्टैंड दैट, आप समझ गए होंगे। क्यों? क्योंकि हमने इन चीज़ों को बहुत ही सामान्य बातों में बात की। इफ यू विल सी योर बुक, इट इज द वेरी क्लियर बाय ऑथर that city life began in Mesopotamia, the land between the Euphrates and Tigris river, that is now part of the Republic of Iraq. Mesopotamian civilization is known for its prosperity city life. It's the voluminous and the rich literature and its mathematics and astronomy. Mesopotamia writing system and literature spread to eastern Mediterranean, northern Syria and Turkey after 2000 BC, so that the kingdom of that entire region were writing to one another and to the Pharaoh of Egypt in the language and the script of Mesopotamia. Here was shall explore the connection between city life and writing, and then took at some outcome of sustained tradition of the writing. In this beginning of recorded history, the land, mainly the urbanized south, was called Sumer, important city. The term Babylonia was used for the southern region from about 1100 BC, when the Assyrians established their kingdom in the north. The region became known as Assyria. The first known language of the land was the Sumerian. When Akkadian speakers arrived, this language flourished till about Alexander's time, 336 to 323 BC, with some regional change occurring from 1400 BC. Aramaic was also recorded in this language. Similar to Hebrew, became widely spoken after 1000 BC. It was still open. It was still spoken in the part of the Iraq. Dear student, in this whole topic, we have discussed the 3 or 4 important points. What we have read? We have discussed the urban culture. We have discussed the languages which was spoken in Mesopotamia. We are also aware, having read this whole paragraph, about the culture, Sumerian culture, Akkadian culture, Babylonian, and then after Assyrian. The language and their history. Till that time, आज तक कमोबेश ये भाषाएं किसी न किसी रूप में अपने क्षेत्रों में जीवित हैं, फ्लोरिश है, बोली जा रही है। इन चीजों के बारे में हम लोगों ने देखा। माय डियर स्टूडेंट, दिस टॉपिक इज द, नो डाउट, इट इज द वेरी वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग टॉपिक। This civilization is contemporary civilization of Indus Valley civilization. भारत की सिंधु घाटी सभ्यता, भारत की इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन की कंटेम्परेरी ये सिविलाइजेशन थी. हिस्टोरियन बिलीव, इतिहासकार मानते थे कि जो सभ्यता है, जो ये विकास हुआ, कुछ इतिहासकार जैसे मार्टिमर विलर, जैसे गार्डन चाइल्ड, ऐसे हिस्टोरियंस ये विश्वास ये करते हैं कि इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन मेसोपोटामिया की कॉलोनी थी. इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन का जो विकास हुआ उसके पीछे मेसोपोटामिया था. बाद में इतिहासकारों ने इस मत को खारिज कर दिया. द हाइपोथेसिस व्हिच वाज गिवन बाय गार्डन चाइल्ड, मार्टिमर विलर, that the Indus Valley civilization was the colony of Mesopotamia, that was totally wrong. Why? Because when we will read the urbanization of this culture, this civilization, then we can easily understand that why historian denied that Indus Valley civilization was colony of Mesopotamia. Why they oppose that hypothesis on the basis of the logic, on the basis of the fact, on the basis of archaeological findings. They proved that the Indus Valley civilization was not the colony of Mesopotamia. Because you have to remember, when we would discuss this topic, the city and their drainage system. The drainage system of the Mesopotamia, that was the very dirty and undeveloped. First thing. Second thing, in the Mesopotamia, the city was not based on grid system. Third, in the Mesopotamia, the city houses was not properly built by baked bricks. Fourth, in the Mesopotamia, the temple type structure found, but in Indus Valley civilization, there were no temple. There were no temple type structures excavated till today. In Mesopotamia, we have seen that some elements of the ruler society, but in the Indus Valley civilization, these are all absent. So you can understand that what I am telling you. मैं आप समझ सकते हैं कि मैं क्यों ये बातें कह रहा हूं, मैं क्या बताना चाहता हूं. Okay, when we will discuss the urbanization of Mesopotamia and the city life, we will clearly define these all facts, these all things. So, let us come your topic, your next topic. Your next topic is Mesopotamia and their geography. I hope this is your next topic, Mesopotamia and its geography. This topic is also important and interesting because in this topic we will try to understand the demography of Mesopotamia. We are going to discuss the landscape of the Mesopotamia. कैसा था लैंडस्केप, कैसी थी डेमोग्राफी, इन चीज़ों पे हम बातें करेंगे. तो कहता है कि मेसोपोटामिया एंड इट्स ज्योग्राफी. इराक is a land of diverse environments. Iraq diverse the various environments. In the northeast lie green, undulating plain, gradually rising to tree-covered mountains range with clear streams and wild flowers, with enough rainfall to grow crops. Here, agriculture began between 7000 to 6000 BC. In the north, there is a stretch of the uphold called to steppes, where animal herding offers people a better livelihood than The agriculture after the winter rains, sheep and goats feeds the grasses and low shrubs that grow here. To the east, tributaries of the Tigris provide routes of the communication into the mountain of Iran. The south is desert, and this is where the first city and the writing emerged. Southern part of the Mesopotamia, that is the first place where the city developed. This desert could support cities because the river Euphrates and Tigris, which rise in the northern mountains, carry load of silt, fine mud. When they flood or when their water is let out on its field, fertile still it's deposited. After the Euphrates has entered the desert, its water flows out into small channels. These channels flood their banks and in the past functioned as irrigation canals. Water could be let into the fields of wheat, barley, peas, or lentil. When necessary of oil, the ancient system, that of the Roman Empire, included its was the agriculture of the southern Mesopotamia that was the most productive even though the region did not have sufficient rainfall to grow crops. Not only the agriculture, Mesopotamian sheep and goat that grazed, that is not the traders too high for the rivers to flood and fertilities. Produced river and the date palm gave fruits in summer. Let us not, however, rural prosperity, we shall discuss other factors by and by. But first, what? First, let us be clear about city life. पहले हमको city life के बारे में. My dear student, what I am telling you that the whole Mesopotamian civilization that was famous for their environments, their demography, their climatic regions, their pastoralist industry, and their peasants. In the Mesopotamia, there were two types of people. They live. First, one who were herders, and second, who were peasants. Because if you see the landscape where there are two rivers, Euphrates and Tigris, both the south, the both rivers carry load of silt when the flood or when their water is let out on the fields, fertile cities. What? डिस्पोजल. मतलब एक बड़े क्षेत्र पे ये नदियों से निकला हुआ जो सिल्ट थी वो फैल जाती थी. इसलिए मेसोपोटामिया में दोनों चीज़ें अवेलेबल थी. वहाँ पे पशुपालन भी खूब हो रहा था और वहाँ पे खेती का काम भी हो रहा था. पशुपालन, pastoralism industry, that was developed in Mesopotamia during 7000 BC to 6000 BC. It means it लंबा इतिहास, काफी प्राचीन काल से पशुपालन वहां पे विकसित था. अगर पूरा देखें, अगर मेसोपोटामिया का पूरा भौगोलिक स्वरूप देखें तो इस देश में डाइवर्सिटी दिखाई देगी. इसके पूर्वी भाग में हरे भरे ऊंचे नीचे मैदान हैं और धीरे धीरे क्षेत्र वनों से, वृक्षों से घिरा हुआ माउंटेन रेंज के रूप में फैलता हुआ दिखाई देता है। तो साथ ही साथ यहाँ पे स्वच्छ झरने, जंगली फूल हैं। यहाँ अच्छी फसल के लिए पर्याप्त वर्षा हो जाती है। पशुपालन के लिए जैसा मैंने बताया कि 7000 BC टू 6000 BC में यहाँ पशुपालन के अर्ली एविडेंस प्राप्त होते हैं। मतलब इस यहाँ के लोग पास्टोरेशन इंडस्ट्री को मानते थे प्राचीन काल से। कहता है यहाँ पे जो पशुपालन खेती की तुलना में आजीविका का अधिक अच्छा साधन माना जाता है। पास्टोरेशन इंडस्ट्री दैट वाज द बेटर फॉर्म ऑफ ऑक्यूपेशन इन द मेसोपोटामियन रीजन्स। व्हाई? बिकॉज देयर वर द स्टेपी ग्रासलैंड इज वाइड स्प्रेड इन दैट लैंड्स। The plains which was fully covered by the greenery, पेड़ पौधे, पत्तियां, घास पर्याप्त है। Actually this region is the mountain regions, up and down, up and down. So that's why the peasantry society they suffer, but the pastoralists they never suffered. They moved one place to other place along with their animals. That's why I am saying कि यहाँ पे pastoral industry डेवलप हुई। और फिर इन क्षेत्रों में कैसे विकास हुआ, इन सारी चीजों पे हम बात करेंगे। वी विल अगेन डिस्कस दिस होल टॉपिक इन आवर नेक्स्ट क्लास। आज के लिए इतना ही। गुड बाय एंड टेक केयर।